Once upon a time, there was a game club at Faith Bible High School. It had a Discord server named Equestrian Game Club, founded by Andrew Esch. With it, a thriving friend group grew. However, there was a problem. The server needed to comply with the school's policies as enforced by the moderators. This created a power divide that would continue throughout the years. A secondary hangout spot was established at Andrew's Mjolnir server. The Equestrian server was passed on to Preston. During his tenure, he and Cooper founded the Nose server for Nose Operations, as they called it. When Preston handed the Equestrian off to Cameron, the restrictions reached a breaking point. Cooper, Preston, and Johnny tested the limits of the rules, with pushback from Cameron and Mitch. Notable anti-authoritarian propaganda at the time includes, "Huh?" and "The rules are dumb" on the Kukulplex channel. In the wake of this, the server Pooey Gooey was founded by Cooper. Its intention was to give the power back to the people, letting everyone express themselves in the ways they see fit. This was the primary hangout spot until Cameron tried a bit of an experiment. He gave the Chaos Trio, as he called them, a bit of power on Equestrian. They did a decent amount of trolling with it before returning to Pooey Gooey. Owen was one person against the ideals of Pooey Gooey. He demonstrated this by leaving and coming back on multiple occasions. Unfortunately, he ended up abusing the power he was so graciously given on the server. He deleted every channel with months of history in an instant. Out of the ashes of this, Preston made the decision to convert Nose into the next Pooey Gooey server. For simplicity's sake, we'll call it by the future name, Sonic 2 Fan Club. He made the mistake of employing a bot named Enforcer, or Divine Intervention, or Power, to enforce his ideals. However, he eventually made the brilliant decision to transfer the ownership to Ben Delzer. While Ben didn't know about this at first, when he did, he led the server to a new age of prosperity and freedom. Cooper and Preston, on the other hand, were more interested in legacy. Cooper wanted to bring back the Equestrian server, but with the same freedom found on Fan Club. He, Ben, and Preston all rallied for more rights on Equestrian. Cameron wouldn't budge, claiming that Fan Club made the freer Equestrian obsolete. Preston, on the other hand, was interested in a different kind of legacy. He wanted to collect the information of the friend group and display it for those interested to view. This concept was first displayed in the Get Together server. This created a contentious debate, as only Preston could post in every channel on the server. Everyone else only had one measly channel, forced to watch as Preston wrote their history for them. Throughout this time, Preston owned the server Shipfight, based on the Minecraft server of the same name. With this community, he experimented with a democracy bot on the separate server to give different people power. This faced pushback from Cooper and Ben, who made another equality server to counteract this. All these sort of fizzled out over time. Back on Fan Club, Preston and Johnny were in a bot arms race. Preston with restrictive bots and Johnny with expressive bots. One time, Johnny pinged the server at 3 AM, which gave Ben an idea. With Preston's help, he developed a 3 AM bot, which had the power to ping the entire server multiple times at 3 AM or PM. The bot wars have truly begun. 3 AM had several variations, with the most powerful being 3 AM Unhinged. To counteract these, Preston gave Divine Intervention, aka Enforcer, the ability to silence this form of expression. To see an accurate view of this battle, check out 3 AM versus Divine Intervention on your local Opera browser. Ben eventually won the war by using the power invested in him to weaken Divine Intervention and finally allow true freedom on Fan Club.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up.
The refugees of the war fled to Andrew's Mjolnir server, taking the coward's way out. Around this time, Preston convinced Cameron to give Equestrian over to him. Faith Bible's game club had long since ended, meaning new members would not be attracted to the server. After fighting for freedom for so long on Equestrian, Preston tragically became power hungry. He stripped every user the right to free speech. or any speech on the server. Soon enough, Andrew shut down Mariner. To recap, Fan Club scared everyone off with the bot wars. Mariner was shut down and Equestrian was completely locked. The group was without a server. Soon enough, Preston had to suck it up and open the Equestrian back to the public. He still hasn't given everyone complete freedom, still holding on to their ideals from the Faith Bible days. Adding fuel to the debate, he converted Get Together into the archives, making it somehow more restrictive than before. In order to reject Preston's monopoly on our history, Cooper founded the library, finally letting everyone give the more accurate view on the complex interpersonal dynamics that need to be saved for prosperity. The people's general feelings towards the actions of President Nelson were expressed in Ben's art exhibit. Oh hey guys, look, it's me, Preston. It showed the server Preston truly wanted, where one person has power and the people only get a fraction of the rights they deserve. Ownership would pass from Ben to, fittingly, Preston to Cooper. Also, God Collects Gaming was founded like turn, but it doesn't have any content, so it doesn't matter. Cooper and Ben have had enough of Preston's shenanigans. They both organized the walkout of the Equestrian Club. Preston reacted childishly by leaving every other server the group was on, unless it was one he owned, where he banned Cooper and Ben. Fortunately, change came from. As a result of Cooper and Ben's protest, Preston agreed to incorporate the mob vote bot into the server. This would let the people determine who was dictator. A new age had begun. Was it perfect? Far from it. Preston would still be server owner, and would occasionally flex his dictator muscles. He couldn't even be banned. Cringe! Also, there was still a debate on whether or not alts ban you used. Ben added more fuel to the debate by using several alts to get Haddon and or Cooper in power. Every member had their own spin on dictatorship. Johnny nuked the entire server and took away our speech. Ben wanted to rebuild what was lost in Johnny's tenure. Haddon implemented a system where a random member was banned each day. Cooper, finally, attempted to make the server a third iteration of Pooey Gooey. And that's where it stands today. Who knows what this new age will bring us? Will it reach the heights of the fan club? Will it sink to the lows of the archives? Only time will tell.
A king amongst men, a great legend and mythical beast descended from the heavens toward the decrepit world. He roared out to all the lands of the earth a battle cry.
What is the stunt with Gregory and Joe? Epic. It was pretty funny, but it's Cooper's story to tell, really. Fine, Preston, I will tell the tale. Once upon a time, in the far-off land of Woo, there was a young lad named Cooper. Cooper lived with his roommates named Preston. They had separate rooms, and they felt it was hard to communicate with each other on their mutual projects. They had a good idea to combine rooms and have one for sleeping and one for working. Cooper did not like to shower because he saw it as a waste of time. However, he knew he would have roommates, so he decided that he would take one a week and also shower whenever Preston told him to. He thought it was a fair compromise. It turns out that it was too fair because Preston wanted him to take less showers. The reason why is he took 2-hour showers, and it was starting to impede work. However, Cooper, being a creature of habit and schedules, continued on with this plan. So now they have combined rooms, and Cooper is using the schedule of 1 shower a week, and whenever Preston tells him to, in case he gets stinky before the next allowed shower time. Preston's parents invited Preston, Owen, and Cooper to a nice pizza dinner. Cooper didn't particularly want to, because he finds social situations difficult, but he did anyway to maintain a good relationship with Preston's parents because he thought it would be rude to reject their invite. So they all went to pizza. However, that day was the day before a shower day, so he smelled pretty stinky winky. Cooper, of course, didn't notice this because he has a hard time smelling what he smells like. When Preston's parents smelled Cooper, they were unimpressed. They were offended that they would give Cooper pizza, but he would not do the simple task of being presentable. This, of course, was an entirely understandable reaction. Cooper did not intend to offend Preston's parents, and if he could go back and take a shower beforehand, he would. However, the damage had been done. Preston's parents wanted Cooper and Preston to split rooms and be separated again. However, Preston did some convincing, and he got them to make some requirements for staying in the dorm. Now, Preston, being the fantastic communicator he is, sent these in a list of demands. It was clear to Cooper that Preston's parents did not want him staying in the same room. Also, one of the demands was to take a shower once a day, and Cooper takes 2-hour-long showers, so it would vastly cut down on his work time. For these two reasons, he decided to split room. Cooper likes keeping his parents updated on what is going on in his life, so he told them the situation. They thought it was an overstep of Preston's parents' boundaries. Boundaries, as it says. Cooper and his parents also thought that the list came directly from his parents, but it was actually Preston's creative interpretation, so that did not help anything. Basically, Cooper's parents weren't happy with Preston's parents. However, Cooper saw where Preston's parents were coming from, so he was neutral. The next part I don't have a lot of information about, so it's kind of fuzzy. Since Cooper was moving out and his roommates are super messy, he decided to get a mini fridge for his own room because he thought that Preston's idea was pretty smart. Preston's parents might have seen this as a slight against them. Sorry, I misread this. I apologize for getting the words wrong. Preston's parents might have saw this as a slight against them. Might not have. I'm not sure. They also might have seen me moving out as a slight, but I meant no offense from either action if it did cause any offense. So that's the story. I'm kind of fuzzy on a lot of it though. Happened forever ago. Got him. I assumed. Got him. Basically, my parents were like, we don't want a repeat of last year, and so boom, that's the whole story summed up.
Hey, you and Cooper here.